Welcome to Sumit Academy and to my series on the art of essay writing. I do hope that you have subscribed to my channel. No? Then please do so and press the subscribe button now. So, on to the art of essay writing. This is the third video of my series on essay writing. In our first video, we introduced the concept of essay writing and learned about the vital difference between a newspaper article and an academic essay. In the second video, we studied about the different stages of preparing for our essay, like analyzing the title, time management, planning the essay structure, composing the essay, checking and polishing our essay, and finally, as to how to prepare for writing a successful essay. In this video, we shall study about working out the essay type, about analyzing the keywords and understanding the various types of essays. How do you analyze the title of an essay? It seems obvious from the title, right? If only the task were that easy and simple. In a competitive examination, you often find that you have to peel away the layers of meaning to arrive at what the examiner is getting at in the words of the title. They spend some time in composing the essay title in order to get just the right choice of words that challenge you to think without completely mystifying you. So read the essay title a number of times and then think about it before you actually start writing. You have to see both the keywords which define content and the function words which tell you what to do with the content. Let us study this issue further. Once you have understood what the essay title actually wants from you, have a look at the function words. Now, the first of these, the function words, is account for. Now, this is the same as explain, in that you have to give reasons for something happening or why another thing is the way it is. Let us see some examples. The second function word is analyze. This is one of those big words, meaning pulling something apart and then describing, discussing, and giving reasons for what you find and presenting it all in a methodical and logical way. The essay title may ask you to analyze, but it also points you in the direction the analysis should take. When the title presents two items or issues together for analysis, you often need to say not only what they have in common, but also point out their differences. Let us see some examples. A third function word is classify and justify. You need to think deeply about the items that you have to discuss and cluster them together thematically. You are then showing that you understand the similarities and differences between the items. Most likely, you have to explain your reasons for grouping items together. Here are some examples for you. Next, when the title says comment on, this requires you to respond to an issue. You have to pick out the most important points and write about them. Neglecting crucial points in favor of the minor ones loses you marks unnecessarily. Have a look at the examples. Next, when you have to compare and contrast, you have to write about similarities and differences and to treat each of the issues equally and give a balanced answer, like in these examples. When the title says consider, a disorganized writer may dump ideas randomly into the essay. So you need to think very carefully about the question and then present your argument logically. Look at the following topics. The word criticize in the title means that you have to discuss and find the flaws in the issue. Its specialized meaning is to identify the weakness in the issue, but thus does not eliminate entirely the possibility of mentioning some of the strengths. You will be unwise to be utterly damning and include only negative comments in an essay with criticize in the title. Do find good things to say too. And our examples are: the word define may be slightly ambiguous and you should be precise about what you take it to mean. Refer to how an expert in the field has used the term and say that you are using it in the same way. Let's see some essay topics on this. When a topic asks you to describe what something is like, look out for any words that limit your description, such as briefly, and make sure you do that just that. Describe does not mean to comment on, and you should not do so. You're not being asked for your opinion here. The following examples will clarify. The next terms are differentiate between or distinguish between. Here the examiner is asking you to focus more on the differences than the similarities. You can briefly mention what the two items have in common and then follow on to the differences. See the examples in the slide. The word discuss in the title tells you to consider an issue from two or more standpoints and present each one in a balanced way with supporting examples. You treat different viewpoints equally and weigh evidence for and against fairly. When you come to the conclusion, you may state your personal opinion in the light of all the evidence you have collected, and you may arrive at a considered and logical conclusion. Our examples clarify these points. Explain is when a topic asks you to give reasons for something. You must ensure that you go into enough detail. Do not assume knowledge on the part of the examiner, but rather take the idea back to its root and detail its development. See these examples. When we come across the word explore in an essay topic, this asks you to consider the topic from different angles. A clear for and against distinction may not exist. You may or may not be able to establish your opinion in your conclusion. And as usual, let's see some examples. If the topic asks you to give an account of, this is like telling a story. You need to describe but also trace the history of the issue because the essay requires a chronological order. Our examples clarify this point. The next word in our developing essay vocabulary is justify. Here you have to state clearly any choice you make or any decision you take about something. And our examples say, when we come across the word list in an essay title, it means you have to do just this, but try to avoid a random list. Group points together and present them in a kind of sequence, maybe by importance. Categorizing points shows that you have put in enough thought on the issue. Take care to develop each point into a complete paragraph with appropriate linking words within and signposting in between them. Steer clear of bullet points lists which are not acceptable in academic writing. That is, we should not use bullet points in our essay. And have a look at these examples. The word outline in a title means that a topic is too lengthy to describe in great detail, so you pick out the main points and write about them. Your selection of the main points is important as it shows you have a grasp of the larger picture. Writing everything you know about the topic without regard for this restriction loses you marks. Let's see some examples to make this easy to understand. To what extent our next term is not so much a function word as a function expression, which tells you to discuss the issue and evaluate your findings. And our examples say, the final word in our list is trace. This word can ask you to describe the development of an idea or someone's life. For example, trace implies a historical approach to the topic. As with outline, you may have to pick out the most important points and present them in a logical manner. Your selection is crucial. See these examples. Don't panic if you are expecting function words and you get a title that is expressed as a question instead. The examiner is trying to help, not hinder. All these function words, expressions, and questions are in the title for a purpose, to guide you in your writing. In arriving at your destination, that is the essay, you take a certain journey, and the instructions in the essay title are like directions telling you which path to take and how to travel. Well, that is all in our third video in our essay writing series, where we discussed about working out the essay type, about analyzing the keywords, and understanding the various types of essays. I do hope that you have subscribed to my channel. Do subscribe now so that you don't miss out on my future videos. In case you wish to give a feedback or suggest future videos, do write in to sumitacademy20@gmail.com. Till later then, cheers.